who have we lost today? Please, just before we go further, introduce yourself to those who do not know you, that you are a resident here at Politically Incorrect. Just remind us which tree has fallen today and why are we here?
Okay, my name is Ntsako Tsonga. I have been in this platform before. I'm a historian. The person who died, Professor Muxe Nkondo, he's one person that I would call a revolutionary. Why do I call him that? He comes from the era when apartheid started. That's when he was born, around that time, around the early 40s. And he was born in an area that we call Vuwani today. At the time, it was called Pfukani. And that area used to be an area where Tsonga speakers used to reside. So that's where he was born. But over and above that, during the forceful removal, his family then moved to what we call Gauteng today. And his family has been prominent in the academia. One of his brother, Prof Nkondo, was the principal of the well-known school in Soweto, Morik Isaacson, where the likes of Hector Peterson, Tsietsi Mashinini, and them were in that school. He was a principal of that school during that era in 1976. Zinjiba Nkondo, his brother as well, was a broadcaster in Radio Freedom, the ANC radio station. He was also a freedom fighter. So Professor Nkondo comes from that background, but also he has contributed immensely. If you look at his production, most of freedom fighters or people that are in government today are people that he produced academically. Over and above that, he also was someone who was obsessed with culture, to make sure that people preserve their culture. He was recently the chairperson of Reshaka Forum, with an organization that was trying to resuscitate the language Xitsonga, but also the cultural aspect of Xitsonga language. So he has really contributed a lot in terms of the body of work in academia, in culture, in politics as well. So if you look at the likes of the former Premier of Gauteng, David Makura, they are his product. The president of this country as well, it's his product. So really, we are not talking about a small person here. We are talking about a giant of our freedom, a giant that indeed has left fruits that majority of us are actually enjoying today.
Thank you. Yeah. So, as a cultural activist yourself,
yes,
and as a Tsonga ambassador, what is it about him that you think the people of South Africa can learn?
The people of South Africa can learn from his approach in life. Despite facing heavy stereotypes when a lot of people were undermining our people, but he was able to sail through that and become what he has become. You know, he was the deputy vice chancellor of University of the North, and he later became a vice chancellor of University of Venda. In fact, the third vice chancellor of University of Venda. And recently, he was at the forefront of the TUT, the Tshwane University of Technology, having a branch in Giyani. He was one of the people that were advocating for that. He was at the forefront of making sure that even people that are at deeper rural areas have access to higher education. So people can remember him as someone who had passion for higher education, to make sure that communities, even the dejected one, can actually have the door open for them.
Leaned on the giants of these shoulders, or of such giants. The void that he left. Do you see people wanting to go into academia to fill those spaces? I'm talking deliberately for for people of Tsonga persuasion and people who gonna come and advance this cause? Do you see people coming in, and which are the names that you think let's have these people coming in and close that gap that he left?
I'll disappoint a lot of people. I don't think a lot of our people aspire to reach that level. Most of our people, if you look at Tsonga youth, they are preoccupied by dancing and being popular with dancing, being popular with alcohol and all of that. There isn't that the hunger that used to be there for education. It's not there. People are preoccupied by conspicuous consumption and are not inspired and by people like him. You know, there isn't a lot of people that know him now if you were to go around and ask from youth. And these are people that we're supposed to know, right? The society has actually changed and glorified people that we shouldn't be glorifying. These are people that generally we should be glorifying, we should be looking up to, but we glorify individuals that are not actually living anything tangible in life. So I'm unfortunately I do not have any sort of hope with the current generation of Tsonga, people. I mean, this man was an English professor. I mean, English was not his first language, but he was an English professor. He had achieved in an area that is not his. So it just showed the commitment he had and the love he had for education. So really, I do not see a lot of people within our people reaching that level, because the kind of things that our people are preoccupied with are not things that they should be preoccupied with. They are celebrities, and the people that they celebrate, the people that they look up to, are not people that generally we shouldn't be looking up to. They look up to wrong people. They look up to, I don't want to mention, but they look up to wrong people. And we leave giants, yes, that we should be looking up to. Let me tell you a sad thing. If you were in South Africa, you've got the judges in the high courts, you've got judges in the Supreme Court of Appeal, you've got judges in the Constitutional Court. I can tell you, we only have 1 or 2 Tsonga speaking judges in the whole country. It just shows the void and us not having that seriousness in occupying spaces and growing and actually inspiring those that are at home to look up to us, to say, if so and so can do it, if the late George Maluleke could do it, why others are not aspiring to be at that particular level? If he had actually crossed this path himself, why are we not aspiring to be the next Professor Nkondo? So really, there isn't a lot that I will say to say, yeah, really.
All right. Yeah. I think that's it for...
Yes.
For us, let's just prepare ourselves to go and listen to the sage that was, the people who lived with
yes,
him, the people who were inspired by his life.
Yes.
To you guys who do not know him, please research him further. Please just check what is it about his life that you can replicate. Mashani Politically Incorrect, that's it. We were at UNISA, as you can see.